Okay, let's talk about eukaryotic chromosomes. In other words, let's talk about DNA. So each chromosome, so one chromosome, contains one long DNA molecule. Okay? And a lot of times we kind of use the word DNA and chromosome interchangeably. But there are differences because chromosomes are actually made up of something called chromatin. Okay? And chromatin are fibers composed of DNA and proteins. These proteins are called histones. So protein molecules are going to help organize, okay, these histones are going to help organize the chromatin and help control the activity of the genes, the DNA. And this is very important. All right, I'm not going to go into more detail, but this is very important because not every single gene is going to be read in that DNA. It depends on the type of cell. Okay, uh, so DNA can fit into the nucleus because DNA is going to be packed, okay, into an elaborate multi-level system of coiling and folding and twisting and everything, right? So let me show you what this is like. So this is going to be your DNA, okay? Your double-stranded DNA looks like a ladder, right? And then I want to say here, this is going to be number one. Number two, these are going to be your histones. Okay, these are going to be your histones, which are going to be attached to DNA. Histones, I'm going to put here attached to DNA. All right, and then what's going to happen is, I'm going to put it over here, number three. Okay, you don't need to know every single word here, but you have to know the general folding of the DNA. So the DNA is going to wound around several histones. Like around 8 to be precise. Okay, that's what you see here. All right, this DNA is wound around several histones. Eventually, and this is, I'm going to put here, and this is technically, in a way, this is what your DNA looks like when it's not dividing. Okay, so this is DNA when not dividing. In other words, it's going to be a little bit loose. Maybe a little bit loose. Why? Because genes have to be read. Because genes need to be available. Available or accessible. Okay? But what happens when the cell is about to divide, then the DNA has to condense, all right? And this is gonna be this part here is gonna be the very condensed form, very condensed form of chromatin, all right? We're gonna see a lot of wraps, a lot of loops, a lot of folds and folds, okay? Into a something called compact, into tight, compact structure. Okay, and this is going to be before cell division. Before cell division. We call this, the DNA is going to be very condensed. Okay, and that's really what a chromosome is. I'm going to put here over here. A chromosome. Chromosome. What you think about a chromosome? A chromosome is it's coiled up chromatin. Coiled up chromatin. Okay, so now you know that DNA is not alone. DNA is associated with proteins called histones. That's how you can keep this huge DNA molecule inside of a nucleus, right? It's going to be a little bit loose, okay? It's going to be a little loose when the cell needs to do its cell activities. But before it's going to divide, then the DNA has to condense. It has to condense into this form. This is going to be kind of the chromosome form. The chromosome form, extremely kind of the chromosome form. The chromosome form, extremely condensed.